I don't care if you don't feel this. And I don't care if you didn't want me to reveal this. Let my words be lyrically acidic to your feelings. Let it burn your cerebral till your thick skull becomes see-through. Cause it's apparent your head needs to become transparent to get rid of the hard-headed gristle that's turned to bone. See, nowadays, people don't want to hear about peace and blessings. They'd rather hear about the streets and weapons. It's like nowadays having internal essence is out of the question. It's like we're focused more on material possessions, believing in instant gratification and social acceptance. So they brandish weapons and use force as their message, but say they can't help it, that they're committed to violence. But I believe they have to bust guns in the air because their conscience can't take the silence. But that gets understated. Because ultimately, blinging status is how you're graded. I mean, let's face it. You drink out of expensive glasses, misleading the masses by those kind of actions, yet the only time you have value on your mind is when you look out of those designer glasses. Misuse and abuse, so we're the fools who say ignorance is cool. Because what you have as apparatus is favored. Not of your actual actions and statements, they say that's overrated. Nowadays, positive is nonsense. Because it makes more obvious sense to act without consequence and act out flicks like one doesn't have common sense or a sense of restriction. And if all else fails, well, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. See, we're living in a state where the state pen is a sought after option because we've adopted knocking discussing topics of progress because logic is nonsense and ignorance is prosperous because while you're caged and locked in, violence is adopted. And once silence stops in, solace is forgotten. You're full of rage for all your days to come because gone are the days of monogamy and honesty, replaced by pornography, hypocrisy, and idolatry. And for what? Trying to prove you're the hardest, but I beg your pardon. You're making yourself a moving target. Pick up your individualism that's running or lose your essence walking. Caught up in the fast talking and flashy lights and bling blow. But you're locked up for life and don't have a thing now. You think you can just sin a lot and pray for forgiveness. Run around like you have no religion or maybe just a smidgen until hard times show up in your business or maybe the bad luck truck pulls up and now you want to act different. Now you want to listen. Now you got a conscience after all this nonsense? Come on, man. Not until Saturday becomes a Saturday is the only way we pray on a Sabbath day. Asking God on Sundays why he won't someday put change in our lives. But as soon as change gets in our eyes, the real change that we once scrutinized gets blinded. But once change gets in our minds, then change is flashed in our eyes. The only change we really see is our own inability to change. And why won't this get any replies? Because people would rather sit and listen to words of their own demise in rap songs than to even think about standing in line listening to something that will ultimately open their eyes to pass this along. You would rather show off that jag externally than to open up that bag internally and show the value of your inner self. Or is it because it's only on the outside that you truly have your wealth? Your inner self is broken, deflated, and defaulted on its payments. So my next question is, when are you going to take repossession of yourself?